Hey, peace, what's up, y'all? D Prime 215 here. If you're watching, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to yours truly, because I'd appreciate that. So for this video, talking about the match between AJ Styles and Seth Rollins at Night of Champions 2023. This is a bit bizarre, so follow me on this for a minute. Backtrack to 2019, 4 years ago, almost to the day, I made my very first wrestling prediction video, and it was on the match between AJ and Seth at Money in the Bank 2019. 4 years ago, I predicted that Seth Rollins would win that match. 4 years later, once again, almost to the day, I predicted that Seth Rollins would win his match against AJ at Night of Champions. And once again, I was right. So in both matches, they were for World Championships, 2019 Universal Championship, 2023 new World Heavyweight Championship. So I was sitting and thinking about that, like, wow, like, that's some sort of sign. Am I like, a part-time clairvoyant? I don't know, man. It must mean something. I don't know what it means yet. But anyway, so as for the match itself, actually before I even get into the match, the gear these two men wore, right? So Seth, his gear, I don't know about anyone else, but his gear really, really reminded me of King from Tekken. It just had like the similar, like kind of like bluish turquoise with leopard print, jaguar print. When I saw what he was wearing, I initially thought of King from Tekken, so I thought that was cool. AJ, was cool to see him wearing a hoodie that matched his gear, because if, like myself, if you follow AJ for some time, he hasn't really worn like regularly like hoodies that match his gear since like TNA. So it was cool to see that. I think if he had the hoodie with the blue stripe on it, it would have like went better with it, but I don't even know if he has that anymore. That's neither here nor there. And another thing about the gear, I don't know if y'all pick up on this, but it seems like every time AJ and Seth work with each other in WWE now, it's like they tend to coordinate slightly. So back in 2019, it was black and gold for Money in the Bank. And then in between time, like, whether they were tagging or just wrestling like some quick TV matches, it seems like they always match each other in one way or another. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I'm not sure if anyone else, picked up on that. But anyway, that's enough of that. As for the match itself, I was happy with it. Now, off rip, I don't think it was as great as their match at Money in the Bank, but the match at Money in the Bank was just like special. At the same time, I don't know how you could really top the iconic reversal of the curb stomp into the Styles Clash. Like, that was just one of the greatest counters ever. So this match was great. A couple things stood out to me about this. So first and foremost, well, they're all equally important. One would be AJ Styles hitting the pedigree on Seth Rollins. So I don't think anyone imagined AJ ever hitting a pedigree on anybody, but it actually made me think back to a match from quite some time ago, because time really flies. So any of my AJ Styles fans, who've been a fan of him for quite some time, you may recall back in his match against Christopher Daniels at Against All Odds 2005, which is actually my favorite match from both of those two, singles match. And in that match, AJ hit the Angel's Wing, which is Daniels' finisher, on Daniels, which, for lack of a better term here, just to make it easy for most people to understand, it is a spinning sit-out pedigree. So it made me think of that, like, wow, because I remember when AJ hit the move on Daniels, I'm like, wow, he really hit that move on Daniels. So 18 years later, he essentially does a similar thing on Seth Rollins. So I thought that was pretty cool. I might be one of the few who even thought of that when it happened. But that, and also I love the part where Seth Rollins like collapsed as he was about to hit the curb stomp. That was a cool element there. Working like his kayfabe injured knee. And then also probably the biggest thing I loved about the whole match was the fact there was only one finisher that was hitting the match that was of the person, because yes, AJ stole the finisher, the pedigree from Seth, but as far as like a wrestler hitting their own finisher for the win, it only happened one time. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. I might need to watch it again, but I'm pretty sure the curb stomp was only hit one time. And I feel like nowadays it's so, common to see both wrestlers hit their finishers multiple times. It's done so much, it's so refreshing to see it only be executed once to win the match. AJ attempted the Phenomenal Forearm a number of times. Styles clash, the Super Styles clash, but nothing really panned out. It always got countered. And then Seth, you know, he hit a pedigree followed by a curb stomp for the victory. So I thought that was cool. The match was, you know, paced just right. You know, Seth got more serious as the match went on because, of course, he starts out like a bit cocky. And the way he was kind of playing AJ actually reminded me of what Tetsuya Naito would do. But that's it. That's my review of the match. What did you guys think of AJ versus Seth at Night of Champions 2023? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Once again, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to yours truly because I'd appreciate that. So until next time, all right? Peace.